Hello, Rick of the Paranormal Ghost Society. We're on a new exploration. It's September 11th, and this investigation is for those that perished in September 11th's tragedy at the World Trade Center. And we're driving in a place called Highland Lakes. Highland Lakes is one of the highest lakes in the Sierra Nevadas. In the Stanislaus National Forest, they actually call this place the Triangle because there are UFO sightings in this region, a lot of them up in this region actually, of flying triangles. And I'm going to try to find a spot where I can zoom in. I'm going to show you guys, but it's still summer and we have snow up on these mountains. And I'm off-roading down a dirt road, and it's following a creek. There's a lot of seclusion. There's parts of the road that are rough, but not too bad compared to some of the other places. And I've noticed that every place I go in the Sierra Nevadas is different. Different type of fauna, different type of rock formations and terrain. Some places have a lot of volcanic rock. I actually passed a volcano, but I couldn't pull off to photograph it. And then earlier we passed this waterfall that had like a 200-foot drop off the side of a cliff. Big canyon, you know, so this type of mountain range would be equivalent to being like in the Alps or the Andes. It's really, I mean, you can compare this range to that because it is phenomenal. And I'm not at the lake yet. I was hoping to film this video as I pull up on it, but I still don't see it yet. I do see a snow-covered peak I'm going to try to film. The temperature was 58 degrees. It jumped up to 62. Not a lot of people up here. It stays like this cool all year round almost. It's because we're at an elevation of about 8,000 feet, maybe 9,000. I don't know what that sign says. It's probably... Yeah. There's a sign over here. But as you can see, you have the creek, which is here. And this creek, of course, in around the end of spring, it does flood. And when it floods, the water becomes whitewater rapids, which you can technically take a raft. You can go rafting or whatever up here for miles, for 18, 20-mile trips. And it's a hell of a fun time. But we're here for two reasons. The triangle UFOs that are seen in this area, and Sasquatch, and maybe a third reason to have a good time, because that's what going into these mountains is about, is off-roading and having a good time and camping and hiking and fishing. And as a paranormal investigator, this is like being in a lost world. And you can go anywhere and explore anything. And that's what we're doing here. We're going to explore this region really well. Eventually, maybe come check it out. There's a lot of plant life. There's a broken tree that's down. So it appears we're starting to go uphill. Like I said, this lake is higher up in the mountains. Some of these mountains are snow-capped. And the road's getting pretty damn rough. Very bumpy. Oh yeah. But we should be almost there. This might be the final run. And it's time to pop this into four-wheel drive so we can get a better grip on these potholes. And there we go. That tree is just rotting out. And I'm sorry for all the dirt on the window. It's very... You hit a lot of bugs when you're up in this territory, and they just splatter on the window. And when you're trying to film an off-road like this, you're ended up filming... Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful views. Looks like the clouds are starting to break up over here. Blue skies, but a lot of bugs on the window. I'm up here. It appears it doesn't want me to use four-wheel drive. Alright. I'll go too high then. See how too high does. Just want to make sure I get a grip on this road. Should almost be to the lake. It looks like it's opening up here. With that in mind, I'll be able to get some good video or good photography, because it will open up to a valley and a lake, and that's where we'll hike around the lake looking for Sasquatch prints around this lake. I think we'll have a high success rate. This is a very secluded area, and I'm willing to bet that my theory is correct, that Bigfoot also roams this area. You know, it's just phenomenal views. A lot of bumpy road, and it looks like the lake's up here because I can see it definitely opening up, which is a sign that, there we go. That's what I wanted to show you. Snow on the peaks. Look at that. They had an amazing winter up here, and a lot of the snow is staying up on these mountains all year round. And it's pretty phenomenal because you can come up here in the middle of summer and technically hike in some of this snow. And there's nothing like that in the world, unless you're going up in the Himalayas or something. Here's a Tainton MDW Tryon trailhead, and it looks like we have here entering Highland Lakes. We are here, and look at that. Oh my God. I'm going to have to get out and get a photo of that. So anyways, I'll continue the footage when we get to the lakes. This is Lord Rick of the Paranormal and Ghost Society.